In this video, we'll cover how to dry burn your coil and prepare it for use in temperature control or wattage modes. This is useful you have to do this after you install a new coil, but sometimes if your temperature control is acting funny or something just doesn't seem right, it's likely that you still have a hot spot in the coil and you'll want to do this process again. If you adjust the coil or for any reason you remove the coil, such as popping this off to clean underneath it, and then you reinstall the coil, you'll have to do this dry burn process again. So to do this, we turn on our mod. It asked me if it was a new coil, which it is in my case, so I said yes. It put in the new resistance reading at 0.39, which is pretty much what we want to see with this coil, so that's good. I have it at 20 watts, and we're going to go ahead and at 20 watts, I'm going to turn down the lighting so that we can hopefully see this coil glow. Now, using the included dab tool, as we fire this coil, we're going to poke at it anywhere that we see it getting hotter. And the way you can tell where the coil is getting hotter is it will actually start to change color to kind of a brown color, and then a goldish bronze color, and then blue comes in, purple comes in. Once you've burned in a few coils, you'll learn what the different colors mean and what to look for. Right now, I'm just firing it and poking around the coil though, which kind of just moves it around. I'm not poking hard, it's just a gentle poke around the coil while I fire it. Now, I'm going to turn this light back on so you can see it. You can actually see that color change that I'm getting there in the middle. It's not that stainless steel color anymore, so that's that color change you want to look for, and that tells you what part of the coil is getting hotter. So in my case, it actually looks like this coil right out of the gate is just kind of firing pretty good actually, because that whole middle area looks like it's changing color pretty evenly. Now, if one area was darker than another area, like say this side over here was all dark and the other side was lighter still, then I would know I have a hot spot over here, and I would poke the coil right around that area and even strum the coil with the dab tool gently just across the coil a little bit. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn this lighting back down, and I apologize for the sniffles and the congested sound. I'm actually really sick right now with the influenza B, I guess. So I've been doing my best just to get these videos done. I will probably redo them at a later date when I'm not under the weather, but for now, these videos should get the job done. So let's go ahead and resume firing. Again, we're doing this at 20 watts. So go ahead and fire it some more. And poke at the coil while firing. So it looks like I pretty much got all my hot spots out with that first run. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to 30 watts. Now, something to keep in mind is if you're sitting here firing it, your atomizer is going to become hot, the mod's going to become hot, and so it's good that you give it breaks. Don't just fire and fire and fire. Give it little cool off breaks so that you don't overheat anything. So right now, mine's not too hot because I've been pretty lax with it. I'm not sitting here aggressively firing it. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit it with 30 watts now in an attempt to make it glow. And I'm going to try to shield it from the light a little bit. Hopefully that makes it easier to see. Okay, so we were getting a little hot spot. So there was a little hot spot right over here on this side. You can see that the coil got a little darker over there. And it's good that you don't want to glow your coil very bright, so you do want to do it in a dimly lit environment, and at the first sign of any glow, basically, you want to stop firing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm firing it again, and I'm poking on that spot on the coil. Okay, so we just keep firing at 30 watts, and our goal is to get all these hot spots out, which we have done. So now I've been doing this a very long time, so you know, it's probably got a little piece of dust in there or something. It's probably not going to go this smooth for you the first time you install a coil, and your coloring on your coil probably won't turn out that good. You'll probably end up getting more of a silvery hue through the middle that goes to a light blue to a light purple. To get this kind of coloring, it does take practice, it takes experience, and it takes the ability to see the hot spots before the coil really glows or gets too bright. So once you've mastered the art of dry burning a coil, this is what your coils will come out like, with this nice coloring. And you'll actually notice better flavor and better coil life when you fire it like this. If you overheat the coil, it's going to reduce the flavor and it's going to reduce the lifespan of the coil. So I can't stress enough just firing low and slow and giving it plenty of breaks. Be patient through the dry burning process. You're not in a race to get this done. In fact, take your time and you're more likely to get this result, which will give you a coil that you don't have to replace as soon, so you don't have to do this again as often, and you'll get better flavor. So it's a win-win. It's worth the investment of the extra time and patience to just make sure you burn this coil in right, and then after you let it all cool back down, you take a new resistance reading. It should read about 0.39, 0.40, right around there. And then you can throw it in temperature control, wattage mode, and start rocking.